Good afternoon, church family, and anyone else who's listening. I just wanted to welcome you to here with us this afternoon on Wednesday afternoon. It's hard to believe it is April 13th. Incredible. Time just keeps marching on, and so welcome to our church, the Community Church of Mount Pleasant. It's a beautiful day, and we're just talking with Ken about Sunday. What an amazing service we had Sunday. We had 6 incredible stories, personal stories, just about the healings and the restoration of God. And I remember that Psalm 103 passage. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of His many, many benefits. God's blessings, the benefits of knowing God. And I know we have benefits of our jobs, benefits of various things, but the benefits that God has for us, there's health and hope and happiness and one day heaven. And just so many things God blesses us with. So Sunday was a phenomenal day, and I want to thank the ones who shared their stories. They were vulnerable, they were transparent, and I know the congregation just were like me. Man, I had that hanky going. I was moved and touched by those that shared their stories and were willing and courageous to share their stories about how God heals us from any infirmities and iniquities. So thanks for that. Great day Sunday. Another great attendance, and of course this Sunday, I'm so excited about this Sunday. It's our birthday. We're 1 year old, and happy 1 year birthday to the Community Church of Mount Pleasant. We are going to have a party Sunday, so if you are a party person, don't miss Sunday. It's going to be a great day. We're going to have cake. The children will be involved. We'll sing happy birthday. We'll have we'll talk about our church. We'll talk about our past, and we will renew some thoughts. Actually, we'll just review a lot of the things that have happened in our first year, and we will rejoice over the present. We'll have some people share stories about our past and the present, and then we're going to renew our vision for the future. We want to live in the past. We enjoy the past. We build on the past and even the present, but we don't plan for tomorrow just like today. The future is ahead of us, and God has bigger and better things for us personally and as a church. And so, man, I can't wait till Sunday. And then, of course, we're going to have kind of a homecoming time. We're going to go over to the big barn and have lunch, lots of food, and I know you have special dishes that you're planning to bring. I'm excited about that. And then we're going to have some music, and it's just going to be a great day. I can't wait. So that's coming up this Sunday. And then, of course, next weekend, we're going to have I Love My City. And Rob Milburn is leading us in that project as a church. And there'll be 3 or 4 different projects we can do as a church that will go down to the city of Mount Pleasant, and we will be involved. We'll help, and we'll be a part of our community. And then Sunday night, the 24th, we will be able to go to United Worship Service, which will be many, probably hundreds and hundreds of people together worshiping. No agenda other than to worship God. And that'll be a part, kind of the culmination of I Love My City. And then May is right around the corner, and we're going to celebrate Mother's Day. Boy, I have a little series that we're going to do on the book of Ruth. We're going to do a Bible study on the book of Ruth. And we're going to talk about that up through Mother's Day. And then afterwards, on the 15th of May, we're going to have communion together. The family will have the Lord's Supper together. Dear special time. Can't wait. And then we'll be moving into June. So, wow. Time just moves right along, and I'm just excited about that. So now I want to give you a devotional thought today from the book of Ephesians chapter 4, and this kind of segues a little bit into our birthday celebration, because there's a few of these verses here that talk a little bit about growing older. And so we have a little thought here from Ephesians chapter 4. And I'd like to read the first 16 verses and just make a couple of observations, and then we will, again, just thank you for joining us today, for inviting us into your home, your office, or wherever you may be. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Ephesians chapter 4, Paul is writing to this church at Ephesus, and he's leading and teaching and helping them understand, and he's dealing here with relationships. He's talking about relationships within the church, within the community and getting along with each other and how to interact with each other in such an incredible, practical passage that we can use in our. Do you like to get some verses that you really can grab a hold of and apply in your life? I do, and that's what we're reading here in Ephesians chapter 4. Let's read. Verse 1, Paul says, I therefore the prisoner of the Lord. Now, that is an amazing, don't miss that. Paul said, I am a prisoner. Now, when you're a prisoner, you have forfeited your freedom and you belong to this person who now is your Lord. And Paul said, I have given up my life to Jesus Christ. I am his prisoner. Now, the thing about a prisoner doesn't have to worry about where his food's going to come from, because his master takes care of him. And he doesn't have to worry about those things because he's being taken care of. And so even though the word prisoner has a little bit of a negative connotation, there are some benefits to being a prisoner. Because you don't have to worry about a lot of things, because it's provided for you, it's taken care of. So Paul said, I'm a prisoner of the Lord. Beseech you, I encourage you, I exhort you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called. You be who you are. Don't be somebody else. Don't spend your life wishing I could be somebody else. I wish I had their hair. I wish I had their job. I wish I had their family. No, you don't, the grass is not greener. Don't spend your life wishing you had someone else's life. Walk worthy of your life. Your talents, your vocation, what you do. It's your world. It's your life. It's not somebody else's. You walk worthy of the calling that God has given you. Verse 2. And here's how to walk, particularly in regards to other people. Walk with all lowliness and meekness. Wow, it's humility. You know, that would solve a lot of our issues with other people if we just would be humble. You know, we don't have to have our way. It's not important that we push our way through and that we're number. No, he said, with all lowliness and meekness and long suffering, patience. Are you patient with others? Forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Two great words there in verse 3. Unity and peace. What a great teaching for the church, for the community, for the family. Unity and peace. Are you striving for unity and peace today in your home? Or are you an agent of disharmony and dissension? And are you always stirring something up? Are you about the peace and the unity of the family and the church? Thank you, Paul. There's one body, one spirit, even as you're called in one hope of your calling. And I love that verse, and I love this. I don't know who said this. I need to find out who coined this phrase, but I love it. The church is one body, many members, one purpose. That's who we are. That's who the Community Church of Mount Pleasant, that's who we are. It's God's family. One body, many members. Lots of different people with different talents and different abilities. And we're not supposed to all be the same. We're not supposed to all have the same job. We all have wonderful, beautiful, unique talents and abilities. And we're all different. And it's good to be different. We aren't clones of someone other than Jesus. So, one body, many members, one purpose. Now, we don't all have our own agendas. We lay aside our agenda for the purpose of God. Verse 4, verse 5. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, talking about the unity of the church. One God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. Folks, there is only one true God. There's only one way. There's not many. We're not here just to coexist with every other God out there and every other philosophy. No, there's one. There's one. It's in this book. It's called the Gospel. And His name is Jesus and His Father is God. And that is the one way to heaven. That's the one way there is. And it's only one. Verse 7, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts to men. He gave us gifts when he saved us. Now, that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He descended, he that descended is the same also that ascended up above all heavens, that he might fill all things. This is Jesus. And he gave some. Now here are the differing gifts and abilities that God has given us. And I love this. He gave some apostles. And there's some characteristics of each of these different giftedness. Apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors, and some teachers, for the perfecting of the saints. All of these are necessary for the discipling, the maturing, the completing of the saints, the church, the believers. They're all necessary. We don't have to do them all, because we don't have them, but we can do what God has gifted us to do. For the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God unto a perfect, now that means complete, fully complete, fulfilled, perfect, and of the knowledge of the Son of God, a perfect man, complete, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ, the completeness in Christ. That's the ultimate destiny of us as believers. Verse 13, till we all come in the unity of the faith, the knowledge of the Son of God, we're complete. Now, listen to these last three verses and we'll be through. This is kind of what I want to relate to our birthday. We're 1 year old, Community Church of Mount Pleasant. Now watch what he says in verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children. You're not going to stay one forever. Aren't you glad that you're not still 1 year old? Aren't you glad that your children passed those terrible twos and those different there's age groups and we grow. Verse 14. Be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of all men, and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Don't be naive little children. Grow up. Be thoughtful and thankful, and be willing to use your mind, and let God teach you as you grow. We don't stay one. We move beyond that, and then we become two, and then a teenager, and then a single adult, and then we grow up to adulthood, and we get married, and we have a family, we grow. Do not be an immature little baby. Grow. Grow. Don't be naive, wishy-washy. Somebody comes along and sells you something, and you, oh, that's great, and then you change your mind, and the next guy said, no. Verse 15, but speaking the truth in love. Now, man, that's powerful. There's two very important things in this verse. Truth and love. Two powerful, wonderful things. But one without the other can be harmful. Truth and love. It takes them both. Love without truth is dangerous and it's harmful. Truth without love is harmful. It can be mean-spirited and judgmental and legalistic if all we have is truth, the law. But we need them both, and they're married in Jesus Christ. They become one. Truth. Jesus was truth and love. So speak the truth in love. We may grow up in Him in all things, which is the head, even Christ. Last verse. Verse 16. From whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, making increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. The body is made up of fingers and toes and noses and ears and eyes and legs, and every part is important, and they all need to be developed to the fullest for the body to be healthy and to be fulfilled. So that's our purpose. I love this thought. It's amazing what can be accomplished if no one cares who gets the credit. I love that, and that's so much how our church is. It's amazing what God can do with this place, with these people, if we don't care who gets the credit. It's a team. It's all of us. It's our body. It takes everyone in the body. No one can take your place. It takes everyone. So, happy birthday, Community Church of Mount Pleasant. We're going to celebrate it Sunday. We're going to have a party. It's going to be great. And I want you to appreciate and love this body that Jesus has given us. Can't wait till Sunday. Hope to see you there. Thank you for joining us today. God bless you.